Well, so today I'm going to talk about how Rappi entry into the United States. It's made by Andrés Pereira, Daniel Tavera, Julian Leon, and Juan Felipe Becerra. So first, Rappi, the foundation of Rappi in the United States are focused on the projection of expanding services, creating a wide and stable assistant network where users can satisfy their needs anywhere through their devices, where they can also import production from their applications in a simple way, more safely and without additional charges, and shows food from international establishments in the case of American establishments. So if we talk about the strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, threats about Rappi, first, allows the important production from the United States, does not have added prices on imports. That's some of the strengths. Some of the opportunities are planned to carry out a public offering in the United States in 2022. It was valued at 5.25 billion according to data provider PitchBook. Also, if we talk about weaknesses, some of the weaknesses are lack of strengths investments in the stock market, hiring of informal staff, and threat, a lot of competitions for a variety of platforms, DoorDash Inc. Second one, the rapid tenders modality cannot be outsourced, and few workers for the demand. So this is some of the things about Rappi, important things about the creation or the entry of Rappi in the United States.
So now we're going to talk about the country evaluation. This is a personal analysis about Rappi, and we are going to start with the political structure. We only have one benefit in the analysis with the Rappi arrival in the United States. We contribute to the decrease in employment since people can work by signing up for the app and have a means of transport, whether it's a bicycle, motorcycle, scooter, or car. And in the other hand, we could get in the analysis the risk. The first risk is the disadvantage is that when hired these people, Rappi does not take care of social security, since the Rappi system shows these domiciles as independent. The other one is the president said that the taxes that were eliminated by Trump in 2017 on those who earn more than $400,000 a year will be restated. So Rappi will pay a lot of taxes if Rappi introduced to the United States. In the United States, vaccination is mandatory for companies with more than 100 employees. This will lead Rappi to think about and create vaccination strategies. So that is low-income US households having complete vaccination schedules. And the last one is Biden alert companies located in the United States to protect themselves from Russia cyber attack. So in the world, we are cruising a really hard time, and every single entrepreneur or company need to have a really, really good security, and more if it's about an app and a company who works in the media and the internet, because it's really easy to the hackers hack the company. The next one is the economic structure. We have benefits. The benefits is Rappi is a unicorn company, which has an exponential growth of 420% in less than 7 years. This demonstrates the great growth, which began with 7 employees and now registered 8,000 employees, with a link in 2018 of 25,000 domiciles only in Colombia. Now Rappi is introduced currently in 9 countries in Latin America, ratifying the exponential and territorial growth. The risk. Rappi has to analyze when entering an economy like the United States, where jobs are paying wage of to $12 an hour. Rappi must adapt to these salaries, so there is a demand for domiciliaries in the application. The US economy is not going through the best moment, and it has decreased its GDP contrary to the depreciation of 2021. By the first quarter of 2022, the US economy contracted by 1.4%, reflected by decreases in private inventory investment and state and federal government spending. In March, inflation in the United States soared to 8.5%, reports to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This demonstrates a rise in the price of supermarkets and restaurant products that are the areas where Rappi depends. Okay, and the social factor, we could find the benefit of the American market is that it's a hardworking culture and avoids overexertion. The solution provided by Rappi will go very well for the culture of these potential customers. Home delivery service, saving restaurant visits, and online and courier service are critical and in demand in the United States. And the other side, we can find the risk. The first risk is there is a current market within North America for home applications such as Rappi. Among the most famous home apps in the United States are Uber Eats, DoorDash, Delivery.com, and among others. This indicates the great competition that Rappi will have when entering the American market, and that it must create strategies to be able to position itself in this new market. Rappi must create agreements which generates acceptance by restaurant and business to sell their products by the application, and it's the same way reach agreement with the domiciles for the United States that will usually be undocumented people who may have legal problems for working. So after that, we can find the technological factor, and we can find the benefits. The use of application is higher in the United States. This application is high science, it can generate many downloads for the app in the region. The internet speed that in the United States currently has can provide greater interaction between customer, households, and customer service. And the last benefit in the United States, the population is greater and more people have access to the internet than in Latin American countries. This could reach a great reach and greater penetration in the market with many potential customers. The only risk is Rappi will need a much larger interface than it used in Latin American countries because the population rate in the US city is much higher. The environmental aspects, the Rappi application gives the opportunity to their households to use bicycles to pick up and deliver to their homes. On this part, the application generates jobs that not produce pollution from the use of bicycle as a means of transportation. For the entry of this country can be well seen by its exploit the population in a way not harmful to the environment. So the financial structure is the domestic startup Rappi was created in 2015 and has not stopped growing at double and triple digits in revenue. In addition to expand its operation to 6 countries in the region and has received strong capital from several investment rounds, which will allow to reach financial equilibrium in a few years. In the case of this application, just as their income grows, so do their loss, while in 2016, in the ordinary income reached 648 million. It had losses of 19,226 million. And 2 years later, it is observed that revenue reaches 77,227 million, with an increase of 307% compared to 2017, while losses increases to 156.14 million, with increases of 176%. Rappi demonstrates a long-term growing power that allows monetization, which is attractive to investors. For this reason, Rappi plans to enter the market by 2022. This overlapped with application with like DoorDash and Uber Eats that are American. In the geography in the United States, we could find the home delivery companies in the United States gaining momentum and became critical with the pandemic hit, as millions of people were forced to stay indoors. Currently, food deliveries apps are at critical points as US politicians seek to regulate the industry and restaurant owners accuse to companies such as DoorDash, Uber Eats, to have taken advantage of the situation and are making efforts to do without there. So we could find DoorDash. DoorDash is a really strong company located in America and have the 51% of the maker share in 2021. Uber Eats, it's a Uber sub-platform in which it handles courier and home delivery. The company's main objective is currently to digitize food restaurants located in the city streets. Uber Eats promotes restaurant deliveries in the American market. And the last one is Grubhub. Grubhub is a company that was born in 2004, which is dedicated to the delivery of meals.
Okay, the industry of Rappi. Regulatory structure is the evaluation of the labor force of its employees, since the company does not have the monetary standards established by the country. In the SWOT section, the tool for studying the situation of the Rappi company focuses on growth in new markets, lack of hygienic vision in Rappi tenderos, lack of national coverage, and entry of new competitors and agreements with various product chains. Okay, the market characteristics. Rapid Script is itself as a platform that connects people with products and service by combining the technology, innovation, and delivery logistics. Second, Rappi was born because it set the need to transform the purchasing dynamics in large cities and in a disruptive way. Uh, okay, the strategic approach. The main strategy to achieve this has been to respond to the needs of users and listen to them in order to surprise them on a daily basis with a value proposition that improves their quality of life.
When talking about the different modes of entry Rappi could have to the United States market, it's very important to show that there were three main basic different modes of entry that as Rappi they could possibly use for the for the immersion in this market. The first one it's franchising. Franchising works basically on creating new different brandings in that market without having the complete control of that um, different places and that um, spaces of the brand, such as McDonald's has done all around the world. We have this here. We have here some pros and cons, some advantages and some disadvantages. Um, well, in this case, there's a high recognition, there's an independence of the brand, an optimization of investing, corporate publicity, but it's not so expensive. That's a very good pro. Um, in the different disadvantage, it's important to show that the main decisions are from us, but we don't have the complete control of the other spaces of the brand. And well, this makes it because there is a very big competence. This will make the market not be very interested on getting this franchise. um the second one it's patterning, which it's like interaction between other big brands that are in the market. This is a very good example because you get knowledge that you don't have of the market, so you can exchange your know-how in between the two brands, and that's not so risky because you come with a base and you enter directly as a competitor. The problem of this is that there are many boundaries of negotiation. You are going to pay, you have to pay some bills, and it would be a little bit expensive. Um, and last, it's the acquisition. And the acquisition, there's elimination of the competence of the partial competence, but there's also the competence we have. Um, that it's very big in United States market. The power, you get a little bit more power and strength in the market, and it's a solid market entry. But the problem is that it has too much risk because you don't know the market, you don't know the know-how, and it's not very high recommendation. It's out inside a country that it's not probably a successful mode of entry. Um, um, Well, at the end, some conclusions that we can give in this mentoring to Rappi. It's very important to show that the quantity of the money you're going to use has not it's not it can't be so high. So the expensive modes of entry are not a very good idea. So in this case, acquiring and the acquisition of a brand in the market, it's not a very good idea because it's gonna be very expensive and it has too much risk because of this competitiveness that it's on the market. And this will not be a very good a decision. It's not a decision that will make your incomes grow, and the market will not be very good with this. And we recommend strongly to make these alliances, to make the partnering, because when you have this partnering, you gain knowledge that you didn't have, and this knowledge and this know-how that you are exchanging will make the company enter into the market with some basis, and it will enter with a bigger power and a higher knowledge that will give in the market a very great position. Mm, and like it, if we could recommend something, it's not to enter this market because this it's a very competitive market in which Rappi has not so much this influence, and it's not a very good idea to apply this market entries in this market. But we recommend that as Rappi, you have a very good structure, and this structure could be used entering another different markets in Latin America or in Central America that are markets that are still emerging and can come by the hand of the Rappi. And um, if you want, these alliances are the best option. And for second option, you choose franchising because it has not so much risk and it's not that expensive.